and welcome back. Like I mentioned in my first two videos on ancient wonders, some of the most interesting places that have captivated the masses throughout time have in fact been the 7 wonders of the ancient world. These wonders were first written about by Philo of Byzantium in 225 BCE. Many ancient scholars also wrote about the wonders, cementing their place in history. These include the Great Pyramid of Giza, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the Statue of Zeus at Olympia, the Temple of Artemis at Ephesus, the Mausoleum at Halicarnassus, the Colossus of Rhodes, and the Lighthouse of Alexandria. Again, we'll definitely talk about all of these in detail over time, and I've already done a video on both the Great Pyramid of Giza and the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. But today, we're going to focus on the next wonder on the list, the Statue of Zeus at Olympia. Olympia is in the lower part of Greece. The Statue of Zeus was created by the Greek sculptor Phidias in about 430 BCE and took about 8 years to complete, according to the records found in the workshop of Phidias. Phidias had previously created the statue of Athena in the Parthenon, and this project was even bigger. The statue of Athena was about 38 feet tall, and the statue of Zeus was slightly bigger at about 40 feet tall. I've actually seen the full-size replica of the statue of Athena at the Parthenon replica in Nashville, and it is massive and amazing. I can only imagine how grand the statue of Zeus would have been, considering it's just a little bit bigger. The most complete description of the statue was written by Pausanias in the Description of Greece in the 2nd century CE. The statue featured Zeus seated on an elaborate throne and was created of ivory and gold over a wooden core, along with ornamentations of glass, ebony, ivory, gold, and precious stones. In his right hand is Nike, and in the left a scepter with an eagle. The throne featured depictions of different figures and scenes found throughout Greek mythology. The base on which it is sat depicted the birth of Aphrodite. The site and its content were chosen for a specific reason. Every 4 years, the Olympic Games were held at Olympia, and Zeus was the patron god of both the city and the games. The first temple dedicated to Zeus in Olympia was smaller, with the second being created of different materials and to a much larger scale. It was created by Lisbon of Elis and was built between 470 and 456 BCE. The temple was built of limestone covered with stucco and had a roof of marble. The temple was huge, sitting on a base of 210 feet by 92 feet. It featured columns that were 33 feet high. There were 13 columns on both sides and 6 columns on each end. The roof was adorned with waterspouts or gargoyles. It's said that there was a pool in front of the statue and was full of diluted olive oil instead of water, so that the statue could be kept in good condition considering the environmental wear and tear. It was also frequently rubbed down with olive oil to preserve the ivory. The great statue attracted people from all over. They would come to bring offerings to Zeus, such as money, statues, shields, and weapons. The statue of Zeus remained in the temple and in good condition until Roman Emperor Theodosius I decided he was going to champion Christianity and declared all pagan activities were to cease. This included worship of the gods and the Olympic Games. The last games were held in 393 CE after a 293-year run. The temple and statue fell into disrepair and was desecrated by Theodosius II in 426 CE with the decree of the persecution of pagans. The temple was completely destroyed by earthquakes in both 522 and 551 CE. The fate of the statue is actually debated. Some people believe it stayed in the temple and suffered the same fate. Others, however, believe the statue was taken from the temple and went on a journey. It is theorized that at one point Caligula tried to have the statue brought to Rome, but the idea was abandoned after the statue reportedly laughed and the scaffolding that the workers were on collapsed. During the reign of Constantine I between 306 and 337 CE, the gold bits of the statue were taken. It is then said that the statue was taken to Constantinople in 395 CE, followed by the capital of the Eastern Roman Empire, where it was destroyed by a natural disaster, whether it be a tsunami, earthquake, or fire, in the 5th or 6th century CE. A final theory is that it was destroyed by a meteor. The site of the temple was identified in 1766 by Richard Chandler. In May 1829, the Temple of Zeus was partially excavated for the first time. Excavations have been intermittently ongoing since 1875. During these excavations is actually when they discovered the workshop of Phidias in 1958. Interestingly, the workshop was roughly the same size of the area for the statue, so it is hypothesized that the statue was created piece by piece in the workshop and then carried to the temple to be assembled. While remains of the statue of Zeus haven't been located, its legacy lives on in writing and in small mementos such as coins. Well, that's all we have for the statue of Zeus. Thank you for joining me to look at another of the ancient wonders, and I look forward to doing the next one. See you next time.